So this is one of the most saddest and alarming stories that I've covered in a while, where there was this French streamer named Jean Pormenove. I'm probably absolutely butchering his last name, but he passed away in his sleep at age 46 during day 10 of a marathon stream. So he is a streamer. He's part of this like little group, this French streaming group on Kick, and they were doing a streaming marathon. And sadly, during the day 10, like it said, is that he passed away while he was sleeping. Now, at first, you probably see this and you go, damn, this must just be like some kind of unfortunate event. Maybe, you know, he had some underlying health issues and there wasn't anything that showed up. You know, people do pass away in their sleep all the time. It's not like it's a very uncommon thing for it to happen. But once you look into it more, you see that this is obviously triggered by a lot of other things. And there was so many different factors that went into why he passed away. And it's so fucking obvious. And there was this massive post about it because it was obviously posted on different social medias, and one of them being Reddit. It was posted onto Livestream Fails. And there is someone who summarized the whole entire thing inside the comment section of Reddit. And they have outlined everything. Now, unfortunately, I can't show like the actual video of when he passed away for obvious reasons, because yes, it is going around online of where he was like, you know, just basically dead in his bed. He was apparently like, there was a point where he stopped moving on stream and they started sending donos on his stream and also onto like the, you know, because they were obviously doing co-streaming at the same time. So they were sending donos to like some of his other streamers that were in the same house, telling them to like try and wake him up. And instead of like going and checking on him, they just started like pouring water on him in order to like wake him up, until they finally realized that the man was actually not moving whatsoever. But this right here, like I said, this comment on the Reddit post summarizes, well, it's hard to say summarizes because there's so many different elements to this, but he was apparently subjugated to sleep deprivation and physical abuse from his co-streamers, as well as him having heart problems. So he had a heart problem before this co-stream. He's been dealing with a heart problem for, I'm not sure how long he's been dealing with it for, but he is at the age 46. And obviously when you get older and you start to deal with health issues, they are a lot more serious. And some of the things that he was subjected to during this live stream was apparently he was subjected to a lot of like waking up. So like I said, is that sleep deprivation was a big thing, and there was multiple different horrible methods that were used to wake him up. And also just remembering that he had a heart problem during this whole entire time. So they were using like, you know, water to wake him up, very loud sounds to wake him up. There was also like progressively physical and mental abuse like for years as well. So it's not like this was only a one-off thing of where they were just like, you know, abusing him for just this stream. No, this was something that was gone on for multiple time. There's a clip that's going around where these guys are legitimately strangling him for as long as possible, to the point where he's either passing out or almost passing out, which if you know, if you get strangled, it reduces oxygen in your brain. And at a certain age, that's very detrimental to you, especially if you're dealing with a fucking heart issue. And even like the Kicks French X would also promote this stream non-stop, and they would even make fun of him on the Twitter page as well, which I find kind of weird. The fact that, you know, like I get it that they want to go into it a little bit to get people like watching the streams, but to start like making fun of this dude as well along with the streamers, to me as like a professional platform, at least what you're trying to make it out to be, would just be really fucking weird as well. And on stream they would also constantly like make him cry. And then one of the, like the most saddest things out of all of this, right, is that he has a 70-year-old mother, and apparently she would call constantly to get him to leave these streams because of the humiliation that he was facing. But he needed money, right? Apparently this guy, he was like, you know, he didn't have a job for a long time. He was still unemployed. He was, you know, living at home with his mother for a long period of time. So he did this because he needed the money. And one of the last texts that he sent out to his mother, it was actually read out on stream, because these guys actually stole his phone, and they proceeded to like read this text message out and started to like laugh about the heartfelt message that he was sending to his mother about the situation that he was in and how he's sick of it and he wants to leave, but he's like feels like he's stuck in this whole entire spiel. And these same people as well, these guys who are doing all these incriminating things, because a lot of these stuff, this is incriminating as well. Like, one of the most incriminating things that they have done to this man in past times was that apparently they shoved him in a trunk of a car and then just started driving off in it, going over speed humps and everything, and just laughing at this fucking man. Remember, this guy's like 46 and has a heart problem. Like, I get making fun of your friends. I do it all the time to my mates, all right? We make fun of each other all the time. But the same person to be the butt of the joke all the fucking time just gets a little bit demoralizing. And at the same time, there's a fucking limit to everything. Like, it's funny to call your mates names, pick on your mate, but shoving him in a fucking trunk and driving with a car, knowing that this guy has heart problems, strangling him, making fun of him when he's sending a heartfelt text message to his mother about the situation that he's in and feels like he's being held hostage this whole entire time. And the funny thing is that, like, this isn't the first time that these guys have done shit like this, and this isn't the only person that they've done shit like this to as well, is because apparently a couple of these guys that are involved in this stream is that they were actually arrested in January of this year for suspicion of abuse with people of disability. So these guys are like known pieces of shit for this whole entire situation. This is absolutely insane. And now France has actually launched an investigation into the mistreatment and death of this man. And you know what? I hope that these guys get put into jail, because 100%, one way or another, whether it's directly or indirectly, they have led to his death. And not even his death, but also the misery that he seemed to have lived in before his death came about, right? And they should 100% be charged with like something, whether it's manslaughter or whatever it may be, because they deserve, that's what they fucking deserve. And I hope that Kicks bans them, because a lot of people, at least on Reddit at this point in times, are calling out for how like badly Kick has ignored this whole entire situation. And I'm on the side of Kick of when it comes to, I like that there's a competitor for Twitch, and I also like that they are a little bit like unfiltered, right? Is that there's a lot of people on the platform who have got banned on Twitch, and then they've gone into Kick and they can still stream and they do all this kind of stuff. And Kick is a little bit more fair of when it comes to the treatment of people on their platforms. But there's also a limit, okay? When it comes to illegal shit, like some of the things that they are doing are just illegal and stupid. Putting someone in a trunk and driving around with them in the back of it. No, that's not entertainment. They should be banned for that fucking instantly, all right? You shouldn't be allowing that kind of stuff. I understand wanting to allow a little bit more on your platforms and wanting to have freedom on your platform. But once again, like everything, there's a fucking limit to it. And this is 100% something that has gone over that limit. But yeah, this situation is absolutely crazy and also extremely sad. So I'd definitely like to hear what you guys think about all this down below. That's going to be it from me. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.